Get through the right morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy on Nova.
Hey, how are ya? Oh, good. Oh, gee, weather's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to much this weekend?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Got any holidays planned?
Oh, yeah. No, good, thanks.
That's a very bad example of small talk gone wrong. And we've all had those encounters, haven't we? Where we've walked away from a conversation that you forced into and just gone, mate, you're an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that?
Why'd your brain take you down that path?
What on earth is wrong with you? Why can't you just have a conversation with a complete stranger and have it be normal? A very embarrassing moment for me necessitated a conversation about small talk. All right. And I was perusing Instagram and I found this guy who every time he jumps in the car just makes a habit of pretending that his girlfriend is an Uber driver. And so he proceeds to make small talk with her and films it. Have a listen.
You been busy, mate, or you started, or...
Jake, shut up.
Is this your full-time job, or how long you been doing this for?
Jake?
Driving cars?
Jake, I'm not a Uber. Shut up.
Follow cricket?
Seriously, stop.
Who do you think's going to win the AFLW Grand Final?
Jake, can you stop? I'm trying to drive.
NBL's getting bigger, isn't it?
I don't give a
I love a good. I absolutely love a little awkward chat.
Yeah.
That's Chock's chat on Instagram as well.
Yeah,
Look up
right.
some of his work. He's a very, very funny boy.
Okay, that would be you getting into an Uber. I can guarantee it.
What time's your shift start?
You would channel your SEN vibes and just talk sport the whole time, even if the Uber driver had no interest in sport.
In a sport? Oh, yeah. What are we talking? AFLW? Cool. Crows going all right, aren't they?
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. There's so many different angles.
So, speaking of sport and small talk,
And the crows. You've got a nice little story of a very, very awkward interaction with a crow's big man.
yeah, Riley. So I saw Riley O'Brien, who's so lovely. He's so nice, and I ran into him. I was leaving the gym, and he was coming into the gym, and it was one of those situations where you got to talk to each other because it's just there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Not that I was wanting to run, but anyway. So we were just talking. I'm like, oh, hey, mate, how you going? What have you been up to? Blah, blah, blah. And then we sort of ran out of small talk. And he's like, oh, so you all finished up, are you? And I said, oh, yeah, just snuck in a little pump class. And I said, oh, a few of your teammates are up there, a few of the boys, because the Crows boys train at Next Gen. And and he goes, yeah, I know the boys are up there. We've just done some hill running. And I'm like, okay. I said, yeah, I think a few of them were a bit jealous looking through into the pump class because it's all class, right? And I was like, I had pretty heavy, like 5 kilos on each end, and I proceeded to do like a little mini squat, like a pump squat.
Oh, geez. Riley's like, well, I don't know where to put my hands here. I don't know where to work, which way to look. What's happening?
He just kind of looked at me like, what what is wrong with you? And then I walked off and immediately pulled that face the minute he couldn't see me, that face of, what did you say that? What did you pretend to do a pump squat for in front of Riley O'Brien and proceed to say your teammates would be a bit jealous because I was carrying 10 kilos on my shoulders?
Brain in a situation like that.
Shut up.
Right. I've got one for you. This will impress him. Do this, like a little dance in front of him. See what happens.
Your small talk encounter, though, with a former footballer, was even worse than my Riley O'Brien.
Welcome, producer Zoe.
Hello. Yes, it was. It was really bad. It was my first day here at Nova.
Yeah.
And there is a bit of a footy icon that works as part of the Nova family, and that is Tim Ginniver.
Oh, Timmy.
Multiple premiership winner.
Timmy.
The best. And I wasn't much of a footy girl when I started at Nova. I am now. I forced myself to be after this. And Timmy was working commercially, so he was my boss. And so he took me around the building and...
Good boss.
Lovely bloke as well.
Fun
like
boss.
Timmy, anyone who knows him knows he's a bloody jet. And we were just chatting and stuff, and we were talking about footy. He goes, you follow footy? And I went, yeah, I like Port Power. Yeah, I follow Port a little bit.
Port Power.
And he goes,
He's like, first of all, don't call Port Power.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that was my first problem. And I went, yeah. He went, oh, cool. I went, yeah, what about you? You went to footy?
Oh, my God.
He is a multiple premiership winner for Port
Just
Adelaide.
a lazy 7.
Oh, my goodness. And I said it in front of all these other people that I'd never met. And when I walked out, they all looked at me and went, you did not just ask Tim Ginniver if he likes footy, let alone after saying you're a Port Adelaide fan.
The beautiful Tim Ginniver would have just gone along with it.
You know what he said?
Yeah.
He went, Yeah, I follow footy. Yeah, Port too. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
He said nothing. Anyway, he still holds it over my head now 3 years later. But
Oh,
See, for example, another 7-time premiership player, Bruce Abernethy. The last time I asked him if he'd won 3 or 4 premierships,
Oh, my
I think
gosh.
he definitely called me a D word.
I know,
Yeah.
he nearly backhanded you in here. I remember
in the
that.
face.
I remember when I was 13.
Uh-oh.
And my sister's 3 years older than me. So when you're 13 and your sister's got 16-year-old girls coming to the house, it's a very nervous time.
Intimidating.
And you don't want to stuff up. You want to seem like a cool younger brother.
Yeah.
I remember some of these girls turned up, and one of them said, "G'day, Andrew," and I said, "Oh, g'day, Andrew."
Easy.
Why did I call her Andrew? I've never forgot that moment. That is the most awkward
Yeah.
that I've ever felt in my entire life.
At least you didn't say good thanks and you.
G'day. Yeah, good
Oh,
thanks.
please, let's do this morning. 13 24 10. Small talk gone wrong. Because you have these encounters every single day. Oh, yeah. Come on, when we come back, can you tell that one in the kitchen about the Channel 7 guy?
Oh, man, jeez. I've said some stuff.
Please tell that.
Right now, we're talking about awkward conversations. For example, Jodes, if you were to say to me, "Hi, Hayesy, what have you been up to?" I would say, "Good, thanks."
Yeah.
And then it would be really awkward and hard for me to backtrack and steer the conversation in the right direction.
And then inevitably, when you mess up some small talk, you beat yourself up for the rest of the day and just being like, why am I such an idiot?
You wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Why did I say that?
Oh, exactly.
Help me out, brain.
A lot of pressure, though, with small talk. You have to admit. You've got a small frame of time to make an impression. And if you mess it up, then you just,
First impressions are everything, aren't they?
so true.
And you're trying to be funny as well.
Yeah. How'd you go with one of the great legends of the sporting commentary world at Channel 7?
I think I've touched on this before when I first met Bruce McAvaney.
Yeah.
And I was at an awards night. And he's so lovely that I just started working at Channel 7. I only done 2 or 3 packages. And he watches the news.
Packages being stories.
Being stories and stuff. And he'd
Yeah.
watch the news. And he said, "Oh, I've seen some of your stuff. It's quite good. Well done." And I said to him, thinking it was funny, "Oh, I've actually seen some of your work as well. It's not bad." And then as soon as the moment I was supposed to say, "Oh, I'm just joking, of course I've seen your stuff," someone grabbed him and said, "Bruce, this way, we need to go here." So he left without laughing, and then it was like, "Oh, no, I just need that time again."
No, I was joking.
I was joking.
Have you seen him since?
Yeah. I never brought it up.
Yeah, right.
But, the guy's got a memory like no other, so no
He's
doubt.
so nice. The thing about Bruce McAvaney is he's a legend, right? And all you want to talk about when you meet him is him, and he'll just turn the conversation on you all the time.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre, isn't it?
Bruce goes, "How are you?" And you're like, "Who cares, Bruce?
How are you?" Small talk gone wrong. Catherine, tell us, please.
Oh, hi. I was there at the park with my kids, and there was another lady with her child, and she was a bit large, and I asked her when she was due.
Oh, no. And
It's due for
Put my
what?
foot in it.
what did she say? What did she say?
For her next child. Well, she didn't really say anything.
Yeah.
She just said, she did. She just said, "Oh, I'm not having another baby yet." And
Oh.
it put me on the spot because I was like, whoops.
Where do you go from there, though, Catherine? Like, once you've said that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just said that because you've got a big belly.
I think I went over and looked after my kids and just went,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I
No,
said sorry. And
Oh, Jude. No, Jude. No, as in thoughts on Stewie Jude. Do you think the Crows can pick him up or something? Oh, God, now I'm backtracking.
Hey, Sonia.
Hi. I had a massive crush on Vince Colosimo, and later on, like 20 years ago,
Yeah.
when I finally got to meet him, I was so nervous, and I turned around, instead of saying that I was his biggest fan, I said, "You're my biggest fan." I was so embarrassed. I had a photo with him, and I couldn't get out of there quick enough. But he saw the funny side, which was great.
It's your lucky day, Vince.
Did we have a similar thing with Peter Malinowskis when he was leaving and he went to say, "Oh, you can call me anytime"?
Yes, he did. He said something along the lines of, if there's anything, he said, if there's anything you guys can do for me, let me know. And then he goes, wait. No, just reverse that.
That's right. Because we both stopped and looked at him and gone, "Anything we can do for you? What are you talking
All right,
about?"
we'll let you
Hotmail?
know. That sounds pretty good. Awesome. Awkward chat. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
This is hard to get your head around. 2 pilots reportedly fell asleep for 28 minutes on a flight through Indonesia.
What?
2 pilots. So what you do is, when you got 2 pilots, if one falls asleep, you make sure the second one doesn't fall
Correct,
asleep.
yeah. It's a rotation system.
But then when they both fall asleep, you're in all sorts of things. You're really relying too heavily on autopilot, aren't
Yeah.
you?
But I don't want to diminish the role of pilots at all. But how much, when you fly a plane, is it all done for you, and how much are you genuinely in control?
I think it's pretty solid, but you don't want to rely on it too much though, do you?
Nah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
According to a prelim report released on the weekend by the National Transportation Safety Committee, that's a KNKT, crazy Christmas parties, by the way.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to a KNKT Christmas party, oh my gosh, hungover for months, weren't you? Both pilots fell asleep at the same time for almost half an hour leading to the plane going off course. All 153 passengers landed safely in Jakarta, and there were no injuries reported. But what about when you're sitting there and just every sort of few minutes you're waiting for the captain to speak and just nothing? All right, here he goes. Nothing. Guys are just chucking Zeds around. They're snoozing.
Jeremy, you awake? No. Stephen, you awake? No.
13 24 10. When have you fallen asleep at an inappropriate time? Quite randomly. Let's just bring newsreader Abby into this. Anything you want to add to this particular story? I mean, could you contribute to that question, do you reckon, Abs?
Yeah, a few times. Let's just say I've either not woken up or I have had a little nap at a time that I shouldn't have.
Yeah. It happens.
It happens. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. I'm tired as a human.
I get it.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and you're the mum to 2 sausage dogs. It's a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
However, falling asleep on the couch here at Nova while you're supposed to be reading the news, I mean, it's question marks. But you know what? At least you had no one else to blame but yourself. So if, for example, if you were to fall asleep while we're supposed to be on air, and I fell asleep at the same time, who's driving the ship?
Well, that's a very good point. And you've seen me fall asleep while I've been standing up before, because I can do that. I can absolutely.
I don't have an excuse. I was sick. No one was here. Everyone was holidays. I was dying and I just couldn't be bothered. No.
I don't have an excuse. And then you've just listed off 8.
17 excuses. I remember back in the day when I was Casanova, I would never encourage this sort of behaviour.
No.
But I remember after a really big night, of course, I was completely sober. I need to absolutely stamp down on that. But I was just a little bit sleep deprived. And I remember genuinely behind the wheel at a traffic light falling asleep.
What?
Yes.
While you're driving the Casanova car?
And getting woken up by a co-Casanova. A little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
But it was a different time, guys. It was a different time.
It
all
certainly
right?
was.
Yeah.
Andrew, wake up.
Jodie, surely
pick it
with
up
2
like nothing
jobs
happened.
and 4 children, you've had a snooze at an inappropriate time.
I have to say, on Saturday night, when the whole family was over for a barbecue, there was like a little outdoor couch, and one of my kids said to me, "Mum, every time I looked over at you, you were like blinking, like trying to stay awake." There are moments like that. There's no question.
It's good, isn't it? 13 24 10. When have you fallen asleep at an inappropriate time? Because sometimes sleep just whacks you right between the face.
Do you know when you have fallen asleep at an inappropriate time?
Yeah.
Every time I start talking to you about my netball team.
We're talking about the time where 2 pilots that were flying to Jakarta just fell asleep for 28 minutes.
28 minutes.
Pilots.
That's a fair time to be at however 1,000 feet
Oh, my gosh.
without anyone in control of the wheel.
It wasn't a little charter plane, it was a 153-person plane. Both pilots were just chucking some Zeds around.
Sure.
Other lads just catching up.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Yes, we put it out there. The inappropriate times that you've fallen asleep, because I don't want to make too much, I want to draw too much attention to it, but our very good friend newsreader Abby a couple of times just
Let the team down.
mistimed her sleep. Let's put it that way.
You do get up early though, Dal.
Very good friend. We're not friends anymore. No one knew about it.
Oh, you've
Come
ditched
on.
us.
Yeah, come on.
Jumped on board with the
Mate,
general.
we've been through worse than this.
I do get up early and, just haven't been burning the candle at both ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's Mad March. We get it.
my life is just Mad March on steroids, but
Yeah, well, it's Mad January as well.
Yeah.
Mad February.
Mad
March,
December.
April,
December
May,
was
June, July, August,
November.
September. October.
Let's go to Amber. Good morning, Amber. Who fell asleep at an inappropriate moment?
That's my partner, Dylan. He's from the UK and he used to work in the police.
Yeah.
And, he was on a night shift and there was this emergency call through which they were on the way to, but he must have been coming down with something because he was feeling flat and he fell asleep on the way. And he woke up to all, like, the blue lights and the sirens and people in handcuffs, and he basically missed the whole thing.
Oh, my gosh. So what was he? Was he in the front seat or what was going on?
He must have been the passenger. So he just, stayed asleep in the front and everyone else handled it.
So you said he's a former cop. Did that aid his dismissal or he just moved on to a different job?
He did it in the UK. Now he's in Australia.
Right. Oh, he got deported. Wow. Amber, thank you so much. You're in the running for first class and 50K just for being on air. Pat, who fell asleep at an inopportune time?
I used to work in the family court for many years, and, you know, when your blood sugar gets low at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you're listening to boring cross-examination, I'd fall asleep in front of the litigants and the parties, and then, and that was always very embarrassing. So you start to develop some tactics, like I'd eat the inside of my cheek or I'd have ice water in front of me just to keep awake. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would nod off quite like on the red, or you'd always stop yourself?
Well, sometimes I'd doze off and then that would be embarrassing, and then other times you'd be biting the inside of my cheek to the point where it bled just to stay awake.
Oh, Pat, I quite often in court look at the sheriff's officers and their shifts are quite short, but my God, sometimes I think, how are they not nodding off?
Yeah, and we used to have to make sure that the judge always had ice water as well because they would doze off at times as well.
It's tough work.
Guilty. What?
That wakes you up. Whoa. I'm getting vibes from The Simpsons. You know that episode you probably don't know, Joe? It's where it's Apu's involved and Homer's in court and he's asleep.
Excuse me, Your Honour. Yes, I'd like to bring something to the court's attention.
What? Give those glasses to the bailiff.
All right.
That's
You
Pat.
just need to get those little fake glasses.
Thank you so much, Pat. Danny, who fell asleep at the wrong time?
Well, after we had a 4-day pass with Eclipsal, and by day 3, I just needed a little nap under the tree.
Just a little recharge.
Right, okay, Danny, how on earth are you falling asleep with the noise of those supercars going around?
It was very easy.
Really?
Napped it out for an hour and then I was good to go.
Good on you.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
If you could sleep through the noise of Clipsal.
You can sleep through anything.
Oh, my gosh. Not sure that you is.
Danny, did you sleep when those, what are those fighter jets that go past?
Quite possibly. I don't remember seeing them, so maybe.
Well done. Emilio, when did you fall asleep?
Morning, guys. After a big night out, I had basically a specialist appointment at the eye specialist, and then I ended up sitting in the chair, and then I just was dozing off. And as the optometrist is trying to wake me up and saying, "Hey, you're all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right." So no, you're snoring. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It's just when it was shining the bright light though in my eyes, I just kept dozing off, and it's because I had a late night the night before, and it just kept happening. So a 45-minute appointment was turned into like an hour and a half.
Yeah, so really, they didn't jam your eyes open, did they? So every time they're trying to look at your eyes, and you were like just blinking off.
I'm trying to keep my eyes open, but then they're just rolling back, and I'm just going snoring, and then they're nudging me saying, "You're falling asleep." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not." Like, "Yeah, you're snoring." And I was like,
I love that they're trying to test Emilio's eyes, and they're like, "Emilio, can you read the bottom line over there? What are you seeing?" Just black, mate.
Just black, all black. We spoke about a couple of pilots who were flying across Indonesia, who just went off track for 28 minutes because they both fell asleep. Unbelievable situation. That's why you've got the captain and you've got a backup pilot. So if something happens to one, then the other can take over. But when you both fall asleep, it's just disastrous.
As long as that drinks trolley was still in operation, I don't think the passengers would have known what was going on.
Well, that's a very, very good point, isn't it? And most importantly, the drinks trolley wasn't sort of visiting the captain and his co-pilot as well. That's something that we have since learned, that it wasn't that untoward. But what I can tell you is some of the other things that have come to light are very, very concerning and alarming.
Oh, what's happened?
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a positive from the situation.
Yeah.
Because what we've found out is that these two blokes are actually massive fans of the show. And that's a great thing, isn't it?
Really?
Huge fans of the show.
I didn't know that.
Who would have thought that when they're flying from A to B, particularly in some of these long-haul flights in between Indonesia, they're actually listening to Nova 919.
Hey, DC?
Yeah,
Are they
DC.
trying to get on the standby list for first class and 50K?
Hey, absolutely. I tell you what, at 9 o'clock when Naughties at 9 comes on, she's the boys up and about, usually. But on this particular occasion, clearly they both fell asleep.
Did they?
And would you believe that we've actually got hold of the black box from that situation?
Really?
Oh, and we're in a bit of trouble, I think, in this particular situation. And when I say we, I mean probably you. So let's just listen to what the black box tells us.
Okay.
In the exact moment, unfortunately, where these two pilots fell asleep.
Okay.
Captain, this is air control. Do you read me?
In the netball circles, we like to call it riding you.
Captain and co-captain, this is air control. Wake up immediately.
So if you've got a player, she'll basically be on your hip the whole time or on your back.
Captain, this is an emergency. Wake up.
But there's been some language that's been used that has been out of control, like girls shaking hands at the end, going like, "Don't touch me, you bleep," that kind of vibe.
Captain, if you're asleep, wake up. Respond ASAP.
Oh, no, Joe, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. The netball chat. Over 150 lives are in danger because of your netball chat.
And
It's awful timing, I've got to say, but on a long-haul flight.
And to be fair, how did they get hold of the off-air conversation?
It's crazy, isn't it? It's part of the extras for the podcast.
And I don't want to poke holes in your story, but you can only get access to the black box when the plane actually crashes. Everyone was alive and fine.
We've got special access to that as well. There's certainly a message in this, I feel like.
What is
and
it?
it's not about netball.
Oh.
Because I tell you what, Adelaide Thunderbirds, yes. Absolutely top-notch chat.
Yep.
Adelaide B3 Wildcats. Let's just give it to a minute, mate.
Okay. That's right. That hurts even more because we didn't make finals.
You still managed to inject a little bit, didn't you? Just think the most important thing in this life is that we leave a good impression and we leave our slogan and we do things that make the next generations remember us in a good way.
Leave a physical and emotional imprint.
Spot on. Couldn't have said it better myself. For example,
you couldn't.
I couldn't find the words. A transplant surgeon fined $12,000 and he's lost his medical license after burning his initials into a patient's organs. That's what we're talking about,
Okay,
right?
you're going to have to say that again a little bit slower. What? He's burnt his initials into patients' organs?
Yes, because he's just trying to leave his mark on the future generations.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about when you really, really quite literally leave a nice little imprint of your life.
Wowee.
Maybe it's on someone's organs. Yeah. What's your little slogan?
Oh, my slogan?
Did you ever sort of graffiti things around the place?
I wasn't a big graffitier.
Were you, back in the day, were you a Jodie, Oddie, was here?
No, because that wasn't my name for a start.
Oh, yeah, it was. A 12-year-old Jodie.
I mean, that was
What about you just predicting your
it was
future?
literally 2 marriages ago.
Yeah.
So no.
Okay.
If I had have written that, it would have been Jodie Williams was here. I'm sure I'm on the back of a few toilet cubicles somewhere.
Yeah, oh, gosh, okay. You haven't dropped your phone number or anything, have you? Because that's outrageous. That's real, like, Midwest American truck stop type
Yeah,
areas.
well, I grew up in Hobart, mate.
Oh, yes. Oh, gosh. I'm not even going to go down a very, very dark path.
But I don't think I've been to a toilet cubicle that hasn't had graffiti on the back of it down there.
Yeah, really? Okay. Some of the messages are quite outrageous, aren't they?
Yeah, they can be.
Yeah. I'm just trying to leave my mark. I've got 3 kids coming through and I want them to be like, you know what? Dad was remembered for something really, really positive.
Ooh.
For example, if you come over here to the desk, you'll see that there's all sorts of little slogans that I've just inscripted all over the desk here.
Well, you do a lot of like inscribing on the desk, which is very naughty and you shouldn't.
Yeah, that's right. They're a bunch of doodles. And it doesn't matter what your message is, as long as it's a positive one.
Okay, sure.
And this is a positive message. Look, they're everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Look at them. Look at that one. Isn't he good? Isn't he a big, handsome fella? Doesn't matter what it is. This particular bloke, his name was Simon Bramall. He's a surgeon. So he branded initials onto patients' liver during a transplant, leading to his loss of a medical licence. The incident was one of 2 at a hospital in Birmingham, England. So he claimed it was a stress-relieving act.
Wow. So did he do it on people that had died or people that he'd operated on and lived?
No, from recovering patients.
What?
No, it wasn't on dead bodies.
Wow.
So there's people out there with his initials on their liver.
That's incredible. What about me?
Party trick, isn't it, when you show your mate? So I'll have a look at my liver.
Yeah.
It's got this bloke's initials on it.
What about me, though? Oh, well, I mean, if they were dead, that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. How very, very morbid. He was convicted of assault. He was fined and deemed arrogant by the Medical Practitioners Tribunal Service.
It is a bit egotistical.
It is a little bit egotistical.
Put your initials on someone else's liver.
Stick to drawing doodles around the place.
Yeah.
Much less harmful. I will not be convicted of assault. I will not be fined. I will not be deemed arrogant. I dare say by Nova I'll be deemed awesome at drawing dicks.
Okay, if it makes you feel better, when I die, you can engrave a doodle on my liver.
You are getting that many doodles on your forehead. I can picture it now. It's bliss.
All the family comes for a viewing. They're like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Doodle on Jodie's forehead. I'm off in the corner just giggling.
What the fork?
What the fork?
What the fork is happening?
Please, please, please get involved in this segment. These are the things that you look at and you go, what the fork is that about? And 0400 919 919 is the text line. If you want to text us through what the fork, we're happy to run with it and go with it.
Yeah.
It's all content for us, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know those things you just look at and you go, oh.
What the fork?
Yeah.
What the fork?
Spot on.
Yeah. And yesterday I was saying what the fork, and it got me thinking about weird expressions on 13, 24, 10. I find that most families have these little sayings that they have.
Little in-house
sayings. But yesterday you dropped one on air. Can we go back and have a little listen, please?
The little tiddlywink bits of information that you need. Tiddlywink bits of information. Am I right there, Ab? Some little tiddlywink bits of information. And just to finish that off, we threw to Abby, and yes, I said, is it right? She said, no, it's not right. She said, what's wrong with you? Which was a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I think the expression is tidbits of information.
Oh, right, yes. Yeah. Thank you for the education.
But if you like
tidbits,
to say...
not tiddlywink bits.
If you want to say tiddlywink bits, it's entirely up to you, my friend.
Run your own race.
13, 24, 10, please get involved this morning.
No doubt the Oddies have got a couple of very unique expressions. Good, you're so zany.
Shut up. I didn't narrow this down because we have so many. I think one of the big ones is like if you're saying you're joking me, we always say you're teriyaki-ing me.
Ah, classic.
Yeah.
Classic, of course.
Eat a bowl is a big one in our house.
Eat a bowl of what?
Of stuff.
What kind of stuff? Like cereal?
Yeah.
Bowl.
Eat a bowl of...
Like a bowl of teriyaki?
Yeah.
Eat a bowl.
Yeah,
okay.
that's one.
I think, actually, coincidentally, I think a newsreader, Abby, said that to me a couple of times.
Yeah. It's not rocket salad, the other one we like to go for.
Oh, right, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. You got some in your family with Bindi? Beautiful Bindi?
Ben says stuff that she just thinks are real sayings, but they're not. She's just missed it, kind of like the, tidbits and tiddlywink bits.
Yeah.
The one that I always say, because I find it hilarious and it stumps people, is, oh, how the turns have tabled.
Ah, yes.
It's my favourite thing. If something switches up. How the turns have tabled. And everyone goes, that's not the saying, right?
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
I know.
And then Georgia, one of our co-workers, every single time she wants to agree with you and go, absolutely, she goes, abso-dogly. Abso-dogly. And it's my favourite. I
love it when you do it on purpose and people look at you like you're an idiot and you're like, I know what I'm doing.
It's half the fun. Yeah. I really like that it's not rocket salad. That's good. Yeah.
You can use it.
Thank you.
And also just adding a little bit more to really, really further your point. For example, pardon me very much and excuse me
very much.
How dare you very much, Jodie?
No, we didn't realise that we do that a lot, but it was pointed out.
Every day, constantly. And I do love it. Yeah, you guys add very much to everything.
Well, excuse me very much. Zoe.
13 24 10, please get involved this morning. We'd love to hear your little in-house expressions that you and your family use.
Yes.
Make each other laugh.
What the fork?
What the fork?
What the fork is happening?
What the fork this morning, those stupid, funny expressions that you have at home, you and your family, the little in-jokes. You outed yourself with this joke yesterday when you said, oh my God, is this the little, you got it there?
The little tiddlywink bits of information that you need. Tiddlywink bits of information. Am I right there, Abs? So I've since...
Am I right there, Abs? You look at Abs for confirmation. No, absolutely you're not right. Yeah. It's completely incorrect.
Shakes her head.
Yeah, why would you come to me for support? Because I never give you any.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's the last place you should go. 13 24 10, we'd love to take your calls this morning. Let's go to Laura from Gawler. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. What's your expression that you like to use?
Cool and gravy.
Instead of?
Cool and groovy.
Yeah, that's
Cool
good.
and gravy.
Cool and gravy.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course.
Sort of gravy chicken.
Yeah, it's good. Reminds me of a little. There's a thing if you YouTube as well, a thing called Wanker Banker.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the great sketches. This is one of the things he says.
Well, the whole thing's Coolio Iglesias.
Thank you, Laura.
That sort of vibe.
Hey, Gio, how you doing?
We add licious to the end of most names or descriptions of things. So my son's Sammy, it's Sammy Licious. My daughter's Lala Licious. Lily Licious is the dog, and
Coming from the most licious of them all, Geolicious.
That's exactly right. Nailed it.
Love that. Well done. Let's go to Joe. Hey, Joe. Go on
Good
then.
morning.
Go on.
Oh, so instead of coincidence, we use coinky dink.
Oh, yes.
Yep, so absolute top shelf.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. Do you have any others there?
Oh, we do. So instead of fresh avocado, it's free shavakadu. It's very embarrassing when you order it.
Yes. Do you have any free sugar?
See, that's the same sort of vibes as when we go to our Subway back in the day when we were real funny as teenagers.
Yeah.
And instead of saying jalapenos, you'd ask for jalapenos. and the guy at Subway's like, oh, God, I've heard this 4 times already today.
Tallulah used to do that at my housemate. She's vegan, and anytime we went to a restaurant, she'd go, I'm just checking because I'm vegan.
Lucy, hit us with your expression, please.
Hey guys, so mine comes from me messing it up years ago, and now our family just use it as something we say when someone's done something good, and it's I'm not a pretty face.
That's good.
Oh, I love it so much.
Oh, it's very good. Jeez, there's some good ones out there as well.
Yeah.
Keep the text coming through, 0400 919 919. But if you've got one, 13 24 10.
I'm so going to my greengrocers today when I do my fruit and veg shopping saying, can I have a fresh avocado?
It's Joe Delicious and Hayesy. Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
What's happening here?
Emergency.
Yeah, that's right. It's an emergency intervention.
Oh.
And I'm sorry, Joe, this has taken so long, but look, some things have happened over the last sort of few days. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, to describe Jodie's eyeball right now, it's very, very yellow. And that's the aftermath of a popped blood vessel, which happened on, Wednesday night, was it?
Yeah, I genuinely thought this was all over. I thought it's healing, it's fine, we're done.
Yeah, well.
In this space.
Yeah, I thought so too. We are moving forward, and that's why I've brought the whole team together.
Excellent.
Because it's not good enough.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Time for an intervention because we are a rock solid team. We like to move forward. So I'm going to kick things off. I, for one, am ready to move forward because what I got to thinking about over the weekend was if I was in your shoes, Jodes, and I copped that much stick, I mean, I would just be seeing red. So it's not good enough. And I feel like we can go forward in a positive space. Is there anything you want to say, Abs?
Just that, obviously we're really sorry. You're looking much better today.
Okay.
And I think, though, that there was a bit of an issue over the weekend. Zoe, did you come back on the red eye, maybe? You're a bit tired today?
Yeah, I'm a little tired today. I came in from Melbourne on the red eye this morning. But, Joe, it's like, aside from all that, she looks amazing today, right? That is an eye-catching outfit.
Spot on. Well done, Zoe.
Thank you.
Yes, let's point it in a different direction. It is seriously eye-catching.
Eye-catching.
Yeah.
Everywhere you walk, eyes just follow you.
Yeah, right.
That's so true.
Yeah. Okay.
That's so true. Anything you want to say?
I just don't think we want to lose sight of the important things here, Jodes. And we just want to make sure you're okay. That's it.
Well said.
Okay, can I say something?
Sure.
So I don't see myself coming back to work tomorrow.
Okay, that's good. That's good. What I'll leave you with is that we're a tight-knit group and there's certainly no I in team, but there definitely is an I in Jodie. And how red was it? How red was it? Jodes, you're the captain of this team. You are the fearless captain, okay? So if you want us to stop, just say stop.
Stop.
Aye, captain.
Now that's a joke.
That was a joke.
That's a joke. A joke. That's a terrible joke.
Because despite her genuinely red complexion today. Can still deliver an award-winning joke.
Okay, so we do not endorse this behaviour whatsoever. But newsreader Abby spent a little bit of time in the sun on the weekend and is now paying the price in the form of some third-degree sunburn.
I don't have third-degree sunburn.
Fourth degree.
Yeah.
Fifth degree sunburn.
Fifth-degree sunburn.
Unbelievable.
Yes, she's a little sore, but she'll be fine by tomorrow.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Do you know,
hold out
because
hope.
you lead us so courageously each and every week, do you want to kick off the Monday morning joke off this week?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Here we go.
All right, so I actually went to a music festival over the weekend.
Did you?
Yeah. And
Is that why you got so mad?
and that's the joke. And a police officer came up to me with one of those drug dogs.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
He said, "Excuse me, but the dog's telling me that you're on something." I said, "Well, that's a bit rich coming from you because you're the one talking to the dog."
No. Classic. Oh, well done.
Okay, that's not bad.
All right, Jodes.
Okay.
I think we're heading in a pretty good direction here.
Well, guess what happened? So I did some online shopping and I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon.
No.
Very on brand for you.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Explain it then.
Do you get it, Hayesy? Do you get it? Because there's this thing about like which comes first,
No,
the
it's in
chicken
when
or
the
the
parcel's
egg.
going to arrive. Yes, I
Yeah.
get it because sometimes they're notoriously late. Yes, I understand the joke.
No.
All right, let's round this up as well. And please get involved. Send us a joke, 0400 919 919. So, a family's driving behind a garbage truck when a very special toy, if you know what I mean, flies out and thumps against the windshield. Embarrassed and trying to spare her young son's innocence, the mother turns around and says, "Don't worry, dear, that was just an insect." "Wow," the boy replies, "I'm surprised you could get off the ground with a doodle like that." Doodle, Abs. Hey? Doodle.
Come on, Abs. That deserved more.
I don't want to laugh too hard because I'll cough.
I don't think Abs gets it.
Yeah, I don't
All right,
get it.
so I'm going to
So,
explain to you.
well,
in the break.
no, go on then.
Please.
I'm going to explain to you.